you guys have
Let's
had.
save it. Let's save it. Let me get a fucking beer first, gentlemen. Let's save it for the radio. They need something interesting to listen to.
Well,
Alright.
we know there's a Stone rant incoming.
Oh yeah, you can tell. Look at his face.
All right. Facebook's is let's save it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the same face he has whenever he's aggravated at his
Let's
PC
save it.
because it's not working right.
There we
No,
go.
I'm also trying to get all that up and running too. I don't have anything up.
No, we were so behind because the rant had already started.
Yeah, I've been ranting for the last 2 fucking hours. Don't get me wrong. As soon as I logged in and Thump said, "Hey, you might want to check out the base," I was like, "What the fuck happened?" He's like, "Well, Arnwald." I was like, "No, don't tell me."
No, we were. The funniest shit was we were in the Google Doc.
Wait! It's not showtime yet.
Just let it. Just hold on. Just hold on.
Let's tell
We'll save
we'll
it.
start from the beginning of our evening, Thump. Let's tell everyone about our day.
Well, my day was I got a new controller for free.
Nope,
Hey.
you can't tell us nothing until we're online.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we don't want to hear.
We're not even fucking
I'm,
listening.
I'm not talking about that on freaking Facebook. I'm sorry. I ain't talking about ripping off Walmart.
Oh, well, I mean,
Why not?
yeah, it sounds
Oh,
like
yeah,
something
okay,
that'd be
yeah.
appropriate to
All
talk
right.
about and ripping off Walmart.
True.
Piece of shit.
All right.
Ripping off Walmart because Walmart fucked up.
Yeah, it's their fault, man.
Yeah, it's their fault.
It'd be like me
It's
not
their
talking about
fault.
the fact
Just
that
like
Amazon
hit the live button.
years ago, Amazon shipped me instead of 2 8
10
gigs or 2 4 gig sticks, 2 16 gig sticks of DDR4. So that instead of the $90 kit, they shipped me the $300 kit.
Well, I
Very
returned my old
devastating.
controller for a new one.
Nice.
That's what I did.
Nice.
All right, I'm
I
hitting the
broke-
button. You ready?
All right, yeah, we ready.
Yeah. Shh.
All right. And here we are again on another wonderful Wednesday. We are the Angry Dandelion. As always, I am Thumping Loud, joined by Sewn Together, and back with us again this week after a little hiatus from last week. Super Kami Guru has returned. What's going on, guys?
Cammy.
What up?
Super Cammy's back, everybody.
Super Cammy. Cammy.
Cammy Guru. Oh, man, what the fuck is going on? All right. I'm still working on some stuff here. I need to get my workspace up so I can make sure that freaking Pornhub or something doesn't pop up when I go to show a web page.
Why not?
That would be inappropriate.
That would actually get us perma banned from all of the websites we broadcast to.
I mean, I wonder how many viewers we'll have during those few minutes.
None, because
Okay, shut down immediately. All right, we've got live video, we've got live everything.
big old zero over there on that end of
I
it.
have 2 gurus and no Thump.
Why'd you do that?
I think the NDI went haywire.
Hey,
That's beautiful.
hey, buddy.
Yo.
Just remember your cam.
Oh, I know. I'm just doing
yeah,
something
don't-
real quick.
Yeah, I know. Don't act like nobody could not tell that's what's happening.
Yeah. The NDI went a little nuts there, but it's just back now. We're good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Make sure the
So.
Everything's good there. Everything's good there. All right, let me get out of workspace mode. And, all right.
Guru,
Hooray.
missed you last week.
Yeah, I missed you. I cried myself to sleep last Wednesday night. No, I didn't.
No.
No, this isn't the one that was in there.
Tried to make you feel good about yourself, but
Enjoy this way you can. You get to stay up until 9 because Daddy's doing this. But after the show, you go on to bed. Don't throw that in the floor. No, remember we're listening to Toy Story. Okay. Okay, sorry about that.
I finally got her to. The trip was useful on getting her to fall asleep.
Nice.
Been getting her to go to sleep anywhere between 8 to 8:30, basically. Anywhere in between there.
That's what's up. I had a seal go bad.
Oh, did you?
Yep. Yep. I had something. Okay. This apparently interrupted the seal on this one, and this is a flat beer.
Speaking of beer, tell us more about your day. I'll be listening. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well,
So I broke my. So whenever I got back, I've been playing the AFK. Every now and then, pretty much.
what I put it is
Video. You put it down as a porn desert online.
Yeah, Porn Desert Online. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
You've come back and been playing the AFK hit Porn Desert Online.
Last night I was going through a little mob run, kind of farming for some gear. Wound up breaking my right bumper.
Oh boy.
Apparently, I put all those games over the years of getting angry and squeezing. Broke it.
Went flat on you, did it?
Oh, dude, I was so aggravated. And like my main attack is on that button, so I was like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, you were shut down then.
Yeah, I had to hurry up and get the hell out of there and fucking make it all the way back to town. And then I took the controller apart. I took my old one apart. Maybe I could swap them around. Big difference between the old controller that we had and the newer ones that are coming out, especially whenever it comes to the quality, in my opinion, for the bumpers. The bumpers seem like the plastic that they use for it is really flimsy. This is the piece that broke.
Oh boy.
Really flimsy.
So strong.
And there's nothing that stops it.
No,
You
don't
know what I
discourage
mean? So it
yourself,
just like...
Guru. It's your strength. You're so strong.
Yeah, it's not flimsy. You just Hercules.
That's right.
Hercules. But,
You could get me one of them colon cleanses.
so I couldn't figure out a way to fix it. Like I did a bunch of stuff to try to do it. Wound up breaking the old controller the rest of the way trying to fix it, because what went out on that one was the stick drift. And on the new controllers, you can't fix the stick drift on that at all. It's done. It's just done so. After that, there's no going in. And
you're starting to get any runners at all.
Yeah.
That controller is done.
Why don't they have some kind of software calibration tool just on the Xbox in general?
Right?
I don't know. I like
or Scuff controllers or Razer controllers?
I feel like maybe Xbox, maybe they do, and I don't know. I haven't really been an avid Xbox gamer for a long time.
a while. Yeah, I was about to say for a while now.
I own a One X, and I'm half tempted to go back for something I want to talk about a little bit later in the show. But
But I was like, you know what? It's been a long time since I've hit up Walmart. I wonder if they've picked up their game a little bit. Oh, so I sent the missus over there to buy a controller. I was hoping to pick up the one that I originally had, which was the military green with like the orange sticks underneath. Instead, now she got me the camo one because they didn't have that one.
What are you holding up, dude? I can't see that. I don't.
It's the camo controller.
Oh god, the camo's so good. It just goes invisible.
I know, right?
I didn't see anything.
Invisible, but the digi camo, the somewhat digi camo.
Yeah, it's like
It's an
it's like
abstract
urban.
art. It's an abstract art camo.
Yeah, because digicamo is a lot finer than that.
Yes, it's more pixelated.
Heated up the sticker, connecting the box and everything. Removed it, swapped, had her bring it back. They looked at it, didn't even take a second glance at it.
Give a shit. Fucking Walmart, man.
She said they looked at the sticker to make sure that it was good, but I did a hair dryer and I had a razor blade for it. So I was like, all right, there was
Put the
no way
sticker
of
back
telling.
where it came from.
Looked perfect. It was I feel bad for the person that's going to buy that controller later on because he's going to be like, this is not what I bought.
No, it's just gonna go back also.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna get another new controller, and then Walmart's gonna ship that one off, and they're gonna take a freaking $20 loss on an Xbox controller.
No, they won't.
We're probably gonna have the Waltons knocking down your door, dude, asking for their money back. To be completely honest with you. And if that's the case, make sure you just swing on them. That's how I really feel about Walmart. I buy things because that's the kind of community I live in. But I don't grocery shop there. I'll go to the local place and support the local family who owns the local grocery store, even if their selection isn't as good.
Yeah.
Walmart.
But yeah, I mean, the trip was nice and everything. I was talking to Thump a little bit about it. I'm not going to go too far deep, but the little one had a lot of fun. Meeting her that side of the family, meeting her cousin.
She got to meet everybody but the grandparents.
And I wish you would pronounce his name properly. It's Tump.
Oh, that's right. I am Tump.
Oh, it's Tump now?
Yeah, because I lost the H somewhere today.
Yep.
How?
Because Arnwald did a 6-page expose on how he was not wrong for what he did and referred to me several times in that expo of Tump.
Oh, is this how we're getting into what you guys had to deal with today?
Tump.
Don't fuck it up.
It all starts with Tump.
Tump apparently gave him a lot of permissions.
Oh, did he?
Well, I had already forewarned Sohn when he was like, fuck this, I'm about to say something. I was like, he's going to tell you I said it was okay. And that was literally within the first sentence of his statement. And then he talked about how his feelings were hurt because a representative of us and him, which I don't see how he felt there was a representative at his table because we can't. If it's a court, we're not allowing self-representation. You need to just send your non-biased party to the table with the other non-biased party.
Right.
Because we weren't negotiating.
Well, he thought that you guys were.
Oh, no, I just told him, I was like, he's already building a taming pen. And he basically said, hands down, he's like, well, I don't like where it's at. And I'm like, okay.
Unfortunately, I don't care if he.
He's like, I want it. He's like, I want it to be more centralized. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, I was gonna build it right back here. I'm like, dude, that's not centralized. That's right behind your fucking base.
So he moves it directly to the fucking left of his base, butts it up against my fucking lighthouse, takes out walls on my fucking dock so he can put it there. Oh, man. I fucking build shit the way I build shit for a fucking reason. Thump, myself, and Lance sit and talk about how we were going to develop this whole fucking area. And
dude,
I had shared those thoughts with
literally the only thing I did in this area that we are talking about, the only thing I did in this area is I built the bridges from island to island, just the platforms. I did not build any fucking railings. I did not build any aesthetics. I literally was like, all right, paving crew, here you go. There's your fucking bridge. And he's like, okay, I'll decorate it, and fucking went to town on the rest of it. I literally just connected islands. He has done all the rest of it. My job is only to farm mats at that point.
I'm the motherfucking architect in this matrix, god damn it.
Yeah, I am labor.
We may drop a few frames here in a second because I'm booting up Atlas real quick. I'm going to show you because I don't think you've seen Guru. Everybody else may have seen.
No, I haven't.
The show.
Nah, I haven't.
I'm going to have to kick this thing down to window
Oh yeah, you
mode.
took a full tour last week because we were fucking hamming it last week. But yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, like, especially the I guess the biggest aggravation of it all was possibly not even the fact that he had built this other little taming thing, because if we didn't have one already started and he built one, it would have just been like, all right, we'll adapt to the situation because, well, we didn't have a fucking plan. But
I'd already put over 20K in wood, thatch, and fiber into the foundation of what I was building.
we had a plan. He was part of the discussion of the original what was going to happen plan. And basically, he saw an opportunity today to be like, yeah, so pump. Because remember, I lost the H somewhere today.
Yeah. Somehow you lost H.
Pump. I'm gonna build this because I think it should be more central. Okay. What do you think about where it's at? Well, that's not more central. That's behind your base. And this is how he says I said it was okay. Is because I'm the one who told him that where it was not central like he was trying to do. And so he decided he'd put it next to the lighthouse, and he's like, these doors right here. I'm like, huh. Okay. Well, that's between you and Sohn. I don't have an opinion on it. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I'm a motherfucking peculiar person about how things are built. I took a look at everything that we were fucking on and discussed a vision of basically building a town spanning these 3 little fucking islands on this. Basically, our islands are basically an archipelago. And we were bridging all those gaps with giant docks for people to come in and park and buy stuff. And I built. It's been. I don't think I'm going to be able to get Atlas up, man. It's pegging my CPU's pegged so hard right now.
Yeah. Sounds like an Atlas thing.
Well, even before Atlas, it's pegged so hard right now. XSplit's using 50%, or was using 50% of my CPU. But once again, I'm going out at 1080p to Facebook, and that's where I'm seeing the frame drops.
See mine? Yeah, I'm in a little bit.
It's because I need to get Atlas up quickly and then drop some quality settings. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's just going to keep freezing. I'll show you sometime. I'll show
on the stream we are hearing Atlas hardcore.
Oh yeah, you're going to because it's what's coming through my headset. But it's stuck on loading and not responding. So I'm done with that. Fuck it. My CPU's pegged right now, which is insane. But
which one do you got again? The
i7-7820X, so 8 core, 16 thread.
The 97 you said?
8720X.
87. Okay, yeah, because I'm the one down from that with the 77.
Yeah.
Capri Lake, Crystal Lake, whatever the fuck it was, version that was before that one.
Sky Lake.
Nope.
Fuck. What is 7,000?
It was something with a K Lake.
KB Lake. KABY. KB Lake. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm also on the enthusiast platform. I'm on X299 versus Z370, which is what you should be on, or B350.
Right.
So I'm on the enthusiast, and they haven't refreshed the enthusiast stuff really since, at least not at the end that I would need. I don't need 16 cores and 30, or maybe I do need 16 cores and 32 threads at this point. But
yeah, isn't it weird how when you that first article that you've got pegged down there for that one? What type of gamer are you? Mm-hmm. I took the quiz.
All right, well let's get into that. Guru, did you see that in the show notes?
I saw it. I didn't take the quiz yet.
I'm gonna kick over to the web.
All right, well, take the quiz because it's short, but it's long enough. So
I got to this from an article on PC Gamer, and you can read the headlines yourself. Research says casual and hardcore no longer accurately describes today's gamers. They gave a breakdown of 8 personas. Now, this is all according to one research group called Newzoo, a global provider of games and esports analytics.
Right.
So there's the ultimate gamer, where supposedly only 13% of people, you love nothing more than spending all your money and free time on games. The all-around enthusiast, you live a balanced gaming life in your playing, viewing, and buying habits. The cloud gamer, you're most likely an early adopter of game streaming services and will only spend money on hardware when necessary. The conventional player, you own tons of gaming hardware and would rather spend your time playing games than watching other people play games. The hardware enthusiast, you keep up with all the latest hardware trends and probably have a $5,000 extreme build rig with RGB lighting everywhere. Who does that sound like?
Wonder who that guy is.
The popcorn gamer, you don't play games all that much, but you like watching others play. Who the fuck, you're not even a gamer then. The backseat viewer, you used to game a lot, but you got older and life happened, so you get your kicks from watching esports and people play other games. You're not a gamer then. You're an esports
Well, no, I
watcher.
think intrinsically,
Do you call a fan of the NFL an NFL player?
I think intrinsically the relation to gaming in any aspect is considered now a gamer.
No. I disagree.
Like
Time filler.
the guy, like, I think Ren is a time filler when we talk about these categories, because he's a mobile gamer.
Yeah.
And his timing for mobile gaming is to fill the time while on the train, to fill the time while on the bus, to fill the time while getting to here. So I think he really qualifies for that position, where after mine, I'm an ultimate.
Yep, that's actually where I ended up too. I was surprised. I ended up as the ultimate gamer when I took this.
Yeah, because when you get into really looking at those hardware questions that they had in there, you couldn't dive as hardcore into it.
I don't
Because-
know, man. I mean, you think about it. I spend around $2,000 every year on hardware parts.
I understand that, but at the same time, you're not doing exactly what they said the hardware enthusiast is doing, and that is buying the newest thing. You evaluate products a whole lot more than just buying the newest shit, and that's what the hardware enthusiast does. Based on the way that read to me,
Yeah, I disagree with that definition even at that point, because a hardware enthusiast is someone, doesn't mean you go out and just buy all this stuff. It just means you know all about it, you're passionate about it. You may not be able to afford a $5,000 build every year, but you have one. When you build it, it was a $5,000 build. Or you upgrade your rig constantly with little things here and there. But a hardware enthusiast isn't a fucking moron who just goes out and throws money everywhere. I disagree with that definition. A hardware
no,
enthusiast to me is
that is
someone
a
who knows
well,
their shit and spends their money where it needs to be spent.
right. Yeah, well, what they're saying is the hardware enthusiast is the latest and greatest with all the new shiny.
I disagree. But anyways, according to this, I'm an ultimate gamer. What
So
if
am
you are?
I.
Guru, that's probably where you'll end up.
Some of the I like the way that their questions are phrased, though. I have to say, it really made you think about some of your
Oh,
choices, answers, and you really looked at it, going, "All right, yeah, maybe I'm not that far, but maybe I'm right up in here." And you click that one, and you read the next question, and you're like, yes, no, no, yes. And the true or false area of it, do you feel you qualify in this line or this line? Like, do you agree or disagree with the statement? And so I like the way they set everything in place. I'm some of their categories I think are stretching it a little thin.
Sorry, I was reading their hardware enthusiast summary. If that's how they're going to define it, then no, that's not really me.
See, I told you.
But
I told you.
I don't agree with their definition of a hardware enthusiast.
Yeah, based on their definition of what a hardware enthusiast is, that was they're basically saying an idiot that just buys the newest shit.
Man,
Oh, new shit came out, buying it.
yeah. Well, and if you look, their hobbies are film and movies, music, travel, and holidays. That's just
Which
someone
means they're
how
not
that,
really a gamer.
these people own fucking IMAX, dude. These are the people who own IMAX, not PC people.
Yeah, that's where I said maybe they're watering out a little bit when they look over this 8-person list to try and categorize. Maybe they're watering things down a little bit much to fit the narrative of the article. I would agree with the assessment of kind of being an ultimate gamer, but I believe that takes into consideration my hardware choices, where I play, how often I play, where I spend my money and my free money and my free time.
So it even I just now noticed this. It says at the bottom of the survey, this is an alternative and simplified version of the proprietary segmentation survey used in our consumer research. So
Yeah.
the original thing had some more depth to it.
Yes.
I have a problem with this question. Like, literally, it's not giving me.
This guy
An
looks like
answer-
Tony Hawk.
It's not giving me an option to pick the first 4. I buy clothing, I buy accessories, I buy figurines, and I buy the toys.
So you can't click the little dot that's next to them? I was able to click the dot next to every single one of them.
Oh.
Oh, look at that. Hey,
Ah.
we can tell you're a console gamer.
Somebody doesn't spend much time on his PC. Oh wait, he doesn't have one.
Even though he is taking this quiz on a laptop, so.
Ancient Chinese laptop.
Oh, you figured it out. Ancient secret.
Wait, are you sliding little marbles back and forth on a fucking...
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
I
Don't talk about it.
don't know, man.
Well, as everybody found out yesterday,
Not
over the course of the
really.
weekend, I became the proud owner of a Jeep Patriot. That's been my newest development.
So patriotic.
Yeah, I
So
found that kind of ironic about it. Hot. But no, it's silver and black, dude. The motherfucker is dope as hell. Like, I have to say, I am extremely happy with it. It's top down silver and then a whole black undercarriage for it with black wheels. It's got the black Jeep logo on the front and the back. The Patriot down the side is in black. It's just fucking sweet. Interior is light gray and black. It's fucking awesome. Every fucking part of it. It just is. And today I went out in between Arn experiences. He was going to go AFK for a minute, and I was like, yeah, that's what I'll do too. And I went out and I put armor all on all of my stuff in the car to protect it from the UV rays.
WV rays.
Damn UV rays. But I went out and I treated all the vinyl in the car, which there is a shit ton of. Like, that was kind of boggling when I really got in there and started wiping shit down. I was like, holy fuck, there's vinyl inside this entire car from front to back. Like, the door panels, the entire dash, all the way down to the carpet. And then the entire frame out of the door halfway up, like from the lower half of it. It goes all the way down to the floor, and there's a ridge that is a big boxy ridge that goes down into like these deep floor panels. Like, it sits really, really deep. Like, the WeatherTech floor liners for this thing have like 1 inch and a half sides on them because the floorboard section is deep. It's just fucking deep. But there's vinyl every fucking where. And so I treated it with the ultra shiny. So it sat out there and it just sparkles now. That was what my buddy said yesterday when I took it up and showed him at work. He was like, "Oh, look, you got the Twilight paint job." I was like, "What?" He's like, "It sparkles." I was like, "Fuck you, buddy." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, when people ask about it, well, you just tell them what color it is. Twilight. I was like, "You're an ass." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "We wouldn't be friends if I wasn't." I'm like, you are probably right, sir. You are probably right.
Oh, wow. I closed down the Facebook stream, so I'm not watching that currently. Normally I have them all up. I gained 22% back of my CPU usage.
Oh yeah, what
So close to the Facebook stream. I should just lower the quality on it. That's good.
what browser are you watching Facebook in?
Chrome.
Chrome tends to be a little labor intensive anyway, so.
Yeah, alright. Ha! 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 Happy day for me.
Oh, happy day.
Alright.
When Super walked, oh, happy day.
Still doing that quiz, huh?
Yeah.
Like I said, it takes a little bit of a minute.
Yeah, you gotta think. You really do have to think about some of the answers and stuff.
Yeah, because I was almost going to speed click through it, and I read the first question, like really read the first question, and was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to speed click this.
Yeah, I thought that too, all the way up until I got to like maybe the fourth question. I was like, ooh, you tricky bastards. You're really making me think on this one.
Yeah, because the way they word their answers, that's why I said I was actually kind of impressed with the quiz. It's the first quiz that seemed to really try and
narrow some shit down. Yeah.
Yeah, it really tried to figure out the answers it was going to give you. So, congratulations to you over there at the zoo. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. You've done a decent job on your survey there, man. I'm proud of you. It's almost like you know what you're doing over there.
So proud.
So proud.
Ultimate gamer.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Kind of figured that's where you would end up. I think it's a couple key questions where it's like, if you average more than 30 hours a week at gaming.
I really feel like that's a huge part. I was like, I had to break that one down. I was like, okay, are they talking about like AFK? Like I do I'm AFK gaming right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep, it counts.
I gotta account that too. I was technically I'm still playing.
If you were going out into the world and just AFK, like say you were Captain AFKing.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Where you're legitimately just doing other shit and you're not even paying attention or focusing on even remotely concerned with the game.
Yeah.
Then I would disqualify you from that section. But you AFK knowing, all right, let me make sure I'm in a good spot. Let me make sure that I've done this. Like there's a thought process that goes into going.
Yeah.
Instead of life and I'm out.
Yeah, it's like, okay, give me a moment. Let me put myself over here where nothing can attack me.
Yeah.
Do I feel like this person can see me if they walk by or
That's
anything?
right. Takes you a second to AFK. Where our Captain AFK, it never took him any time at all. Like you didn't even know he was AFK because like you said something to him and you tried to respond back and he was gone.
Mm-hmm. Still in the same spot where he was moving the last time.
Still standing on the front of the boat for no fucking reason at all.
Waiting to take that bullet shot to the face.
Yeah, and you're like, okay.
Hey guys, what's up? Nothing much, man. What's going on? And then silence.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Like-
you turn around to answer them, and it's like, are you gonna respond? It's like 3 hours later. Oh, hey, man.
Sorry,
Are you
I'm
serious,
back,
bro?
I had to pee for 3 hours.
3 hours?
Really good pee. I've been
Sorry, I
saving
went
it
to the
up for a
bathroom.
week.
What?
I went to the bathroom like down the street at this restaurant, like,
Yeah, I don't like using my own bathroom. I only like to use public toilets.
and while I was there, oh,
Wouldn't that be
Jesus.
a weird fucking quirk
That
to
would
have?
be that would be a flip on everything about
I
that
feel
whole
like
statement.
There should be like some kind of documentary about this person if they exist.
Oh, yes.
The person who
If
can't
that
go
person
to
exists-
any bathroom but a public bathroom.
Have you started watching any of My Strange Addiction?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, look up the show, and that guy may have already had a show done about him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's a show called My Strange Addiction, and they go into some pretty bizarre stuff that people like to do.
Oh,
Some
by-
weird
by the
shit.
way,
If somebody
you gentlemen
goes,
know
I
this
just
is
woke
number
up, I
50,
gotta
right?
take a piss. 1 minute, I gotta
There
go to the
was-
gas station
This
down
there-
the street.
This
No,
is
there was
episode-
somebody literally who liked just eating like fingernail clippings,
What?
and it didn't even have to be their own. Like
What?
they just liked fingernail clippings.
You watch some weird shit.
No, dude, it's
I
called
wanna
My Strange
vomit,
Addiction.
man.
That
It's
was
so
their
fucking
weird
gross.
shit. I'm not.
Fingernails
What?
are the dirtiest part.
It is, man.
Besides maybe your mouth. Fingernails are the dirtiest part. And I'm not just talking because you cussing. That is a nasty place.
Could have been worse. Could have been toenails.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Man, you fucking scratch. Got an itch, you scratch it. You now have your dead skin cells under your fingernails.
Yeah, you do.
Along with whatever else.
Yeah, whatever else you picked up from what you touched.
That was actually my biggest problem growing up with LSD. Was the fact that if you took it, you'd end up with dirt underneath your fingernails.
Hold on, let me come out to left field with you here.
I was about to say, man. Like, what?
And
I went from fingernails to LSD.
You're not even going to hear me out. No, you see, the dirt under the fingernail part is that I believe, hands down, that somebody could be like it, with rubber gloves on, in a straight jacket, like with no ability to like scratch at anything, could still take LSD and end up with dirt under their fingernails.
Makes
Like,
sense.
like it was
Is that like
it's such a-
leftover LSD?
It's a dirty drug when it comes down to it. Like, as far as drugs are concerned, it can be reproduced through mold off of orange juice and bread. I mean, is the simple way to make your own. So for something like that, I was like, it's a dirty drug. I was like, it's really just a dirty drug. And I was like, that was like a problem I had with it. It was because of the shit with the fingernails.
We're gonna have people right after this trying to make LSD at home with
Out
an
of
orange out of
I'm
oranges
on that
and
acid,
fucking
man,
bread.
that citric
Yeah.
acid. I'm seeing all the colors, man. Citric acid, it's great. Can someone put some more citric acid
I'm
in
sorry, Thump, but
everything?
that was out of left field, bro. I get where you're coming
don't give
from,
a shit.
though. I get where you're coming.
I enjoyed it.
I played the flute and guided all of you fuckers with me to left field. I didn't care. No need to apologize to the fucking Pied Piper of that situation. I knew
Pied
where I was
Piper's
going.
Indie eyes shut down again.
Oh, Gary.
Hey, it's back. Hooray.
Yay!
At least it looked like it did. It may not have, but whatever.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man. Speaking of LSD, how about E3 this year? that work as a segue?
Actually, yeah, based on
It's gonna
The-
be pretty trippy.
the tradition of E3 versus what it's about to be this year is going to be the trippiest E3 that we've seen in a while, because none of your normal names are going to be there, and fucking Netflix is showing
Yeah,
up.
dude. No,
Yeah.
no Sony, no Nintendo, no EA, but
No Microsoft.
I thought Microsoft was gonna be there.
I thought they backed out of it. I thought they were
I
going to
haven't
do.
seen any. I haven't seen the ones I've read recently was that Microsoft was, or that just Sony, Nintendo, and no EA.
Okay.
You can we can Google and verify, but as far as I know, Microsoft's going to be there.
I thought they had canceled theirs and was going to do an independent thing as well, because I know Sony has got their own hall and they're doing an independent thing at the time of E3.
No, there's an Xbox E3 breathing.
Okay, that's
Yeah, we just scanned over it.
Microsoft is actually promising its biggest E3 presence ever. Well, I hope so because there's no one else there.
Right?
somebody's got to fill that fucking floor space.
No shit. But yeah, AMD's going to be there. AMD's actually given a keynote, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
I'm proud of what they are doing right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're the hardware behind the next gen of consoles, so they're having a next horizon gaming event. Lots of speculation is that we'll hear about the Navi series GPUs. A lot of people are going to be pissed because there's rumor of a RX 600, which is a Polaris refresh. If you have an RX 500 or RX 400 card, you have Polaris. So they're essentially going to do another Polaris refresh. But yeah, we may see about the Navi cards. They'll save the Ryzen. I expect them to save Ryzen 3000 series for Computex, which I think it says in this article even. Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
X570 motherboard launch will take place at Computex, which means that Lisa Sue's going to be at Computex. And they're going to be putting out 8-core, 16-thread processors that'll turbo up to 4.2 gigahertz. With the lower end ones, rumor from what I've heard is that they're going to, the lower end ones, the 8-core, 16 threads, 12-core, 24 threads, those kind are going to have higher IPC and a higher clock speed than the 16-core flagship processor. And the reasoning behind that is AMD's been true to their word. They've stuck with the AM4 platform since the introduction of that's your chipset. Your motherboards are AM4 chipsets, for those who don't know. If you bought a Ryzen or CPU. Anyways, they've stuck with it through 2020. So you're going to run into power delivery issues because it's got to be backwards compatible with your Z390 boards, or not Z390, X370 or some shit like that. AMD does X. But, so, they're making new motherboards, but these new processors have to be compatible with the old motherboards too, or they're not people of their word.
Truth.
So, you're going to be able to run the 16-core, 32-thread processor on the shittiest B350 motherboard you've got out there. It's just going to have shitty power delivery. So that the rumor is that they had to scale back on some of the core clock speed on those so they could stay within the constraints of the AM4 platform that's been out for years now, since the original launch of Ryzen. That's kind of what and I expect them to talk about how they're powering, the new gaming consoles, because that's a big deal too. I mean, but that's what AMD's doing at E3.
Yeah, they are.
So did you read the Netflix article? I didn't get to read the Netflix article. I got pissed off and sidetracked.
The Netflix thing is kind of when I've already, I had heard about this before when the Stranger Things video game was being mentioned a couple months back. And was just like, okay, interesting. that they're making a Stranger Things game, and then it was like, well, it's going to also be backed by Netflix as a publisher. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, that kind of threw me off whenever I heard about that.
Like, so that one kind of puzzled me. But I knew the game was coming into existence, and I knew it was pretty much going to be like this was Netflix bid into this market. But as a streaming service, why not offer more than just? Why not Microsoft it? Why not offer movies and music and video games and everything through your streaming service? Why not?
I don't see an issue with
and
it.
if you can self-publish, especially by making a Stranger Things game and self-publishing to your Netflix service. Why not? Why not? It makes perfect fucking business sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it's going to actually work out for Netflix.
Isn't
But
their
I was
Netflix
their
game
shoot-
coming to Nintendo or something? Yeah, Stranger
Yeah.
Things game is going to Switch. Okay.
Right.
Yep.
You know, so I was just instead of kind of riling myself up about the fact that it was Netflix, I was like, well, why not? I mean, if I was in the realm of business that they're in, why not get my fingers out there like that?
Mm-hmm.
I am one of the leading streaming media services on the market right now. Why wouldn't I?
At least try.
Product availability that I'd be able to put out there.
Mhm.
Why not? Made sense to me. So I think it's going to be interesting to hear Netflix talk at E3. I think tech guys and gaming people are going to be really interested in what they may be saying at this point.
Oh, definitely. I want to see what they're actually
You
wanting
know,
to bring to the table, because this is the first time they're going to an E3.
I mean, they've already gotten the Oscar nod. So since you broke out of the shell of just being a little old internet streaming company that offered secondhand content, now you've produced your own content that is gotten an Oscar nod, winning.
Mhm.
Why not continue to just grow the platform? So I think
I think they should grow it to catch the casual gamer, to catch the regular Netflix people. I think I do agree that that's that they should. It makes total sense. But I'm sorry, I'm perusing the article a little bit more here.
yeah.
They have interactive TV shows, so they got choose your own adventures basically going on.
Oh yeah, I
Fucking Snatch, man. That
me the little one and the missus have watched that and chose different paths for him to take.
wait, you watch Black Mirror with your
No, not that one. I'm talking about freaking the nature. Yeah.
was
Like you get to sit here and choose like which path or what tactic essentially you want him to take.
Yeah.
Really neat.
I was like, but Black Mirror Bandersnatch, that is definitely not a place for kids.
No, I'm not letting mine no.
So do you think maybe they lean more heavy into that at first and then try to go after a more hardcore gaming audience? I think they'd be foolish to jump in after hardcores right now with Google jumping in.
Right. No, I think expanding their platform to keep their already engaged audience more engaged. I think it's a great move for them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially since Disney's buying everything.
Yeah, Disney's buying it all up.
Now officially outright owns Hulu.
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, Disney's,
So we'll
Disney's
we'll
got
see
that
how
Marvel
long-
money, man.
We'll see how long it is.
Yeah, they do.
Spotify membership cancels the Hulu.
Oh,
Yeah, Marvel made them bank.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long that lasts because they were in bed together. Which, given that free crossover premium membership to Hulu as well with your Spotify membership, so
Mm.
I'll see how that starts to plot out over the next month.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Well, everybody was wondering whether Disney was actually going to release their own streaming service as a whole. And not for anything, this was smart for Disney. Why build from the ground up when you got the money to just buy something that's already got a user base, an infrastructure, and all you got to do is dump your content to it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, why even have the Disney streaming service now? I mean, it's already announced they're going to have it, but why even have it? Or do they just poach all the good shows from Hulu and eventually shut down Hulu?
That's probably more what you're going to see. Them pull the entire infrastructure out from underneath this, as well as a lot of the hit titles, and then kind of exfoliate. Not for nothing, Klinger's a Disney princess, so
Mickey Mouse is gonna show up at their front door and be like, "Uh-huh, you're done."
you got to go. Haha.
Get the fuck out! I don't know what your kids are doing here. Get the fuck out! This is going to be great.
Uh-huh.
I don't know any Hulu original shows to make any more jokes.
You know, I was Ren's been talking about a lot of shows on there that should be garnering a little bit of attention. That I hadn't heard of because he was like, "Have you watched this on Hulu?" I'm like, "Look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only thing I've watched on Hulu is shit that I have already watched." I was like, right now, I am literally watching Bleach and Bob's Burgers.
Bleach is good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Two things that I've already watched. But they're on Hulu, so if I want to watch them, that's where I got to watch them.
Green screen's pissing me off right now.
Yeah, you got a little fuzzy there for a minute. Oh, there you go.
It's around my boom arm, and it's pissing me off.
Oh yeah, the boom arm. Your problems are mild compared to what 8-bit boom arms were experiencing. Like yours is trying to affect your background. 8-bit boom arms start to pixelate themselves, not the background. They actually start to disappear pieces of the swing arm. Yeah, it's like it's been Thanos snapped.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's been interesting. But
Did you guys, either one of you, see that movie yet?
Endgame? No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nope.
Sure have.
Nope.
You have?
Yep.
Yeah, he has. He also didn't you see Pikachu the Detective or something like that? Who was that?
That was Lance.
That was Lance. That's right.
I haven't yet. We have plans for it, but we haven't yet.
Everything I've heard about it is it's very slow starting, but it does get pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
But what would you expect? It's got Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu, so it better be fucking funny.
At some point in time, yes.
Yeah. Because I just, I wouldn't be surprised that if at one point during the movie Pikachu puts on a Deadpool costume. That kind of shit is what I would expect. And
that would be awesome.
There is, if you start trolling around the internet, there is a Deadpool Pikachu out there.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I say there's something about it that just I thought you would see that in that movie at some point, especially with it being a detective movie and it was Ryan Reynolds and he would be like, I'm going undercover and it was bullshit. Like I saw the perfect moment for it. Like where it would all work out that he could squeeze in Deadpool Pikachu, but I imagine
that would be pretty neat.
A lot of consent with people.
Yeah.
Like there's probably a few groups of people that would have to get together for that. So
most definitely. Most definitely.
Anybody killing you over there?
No. I was just double checking.
I saw where you looked. I was like, okay.
I was just making sure.
Let's
I'm
see
still
if you
doing
reach
my
for the
thing.
controller.
I'm just making sure I'm all right.
You're
I
not
had to
dead.
whoop some guys, dude. I had to whoop some guy's butt earlier. I went AFK for a few seconds to help the missus out with something. I come back and this guy is welling on me, and I've been like, you know, farming in a little spot. He definitely had thought of the same little high end spot, basically. And I come back and I start welling on him. I died, but whenever I came back, he tried to mess with me again because he wanted that farming spot, and I just tore his butt wide open. He was like, I was like, that's what happens whenever I'm
Super
Wait,
here.
kangaroo
you're
tearing up
committing
the butt.
sodomy? You're committing sodomy
Oh yeah,
on
all the time.
Corn Desert Online?
Oh yeah, sodomy.
Tearing up the butt.
Tearing up the butt. What's up, Webb, over there in the chat, if you're still there?
He dropped in, drop out.
I don't know.
Oh,
I appreciate the click.
Yeah.
Hopefully you watch 10 seconds so I can get the big click instead of that 3 seconds or worse click.
Oh, what else we got going on in gaming?
Okay, that's the one thing we didn't really dive into. We know he's playing BDO. We know you and I are primarily playing Atlas. I don't know. You haven't really had time to do much else because you hit full work swing again. We got to go ham a little bit over the weekend, and then that was the end of your journey. You had to dive full-fledged back into work, and they've probably been giving you every bit of, hey, you're working.
Nah, man, it actually it hasn't been that bad.
Oh, that's
I
good.
had to make some of the most difficult decisions I've made in my career over the course of the last few days, but they were probably
Involving course of death, or
they were the best. I'm not going to really dive into it too far, but it just had to happen, and I wasn't happy with the way it had to go down, but it had to go down that way.
So-
Unfortunately, just some big
wait, what happened?
just some big changes in
okay,
the work
well,
life. But it's gonna work out, man. And things are on the up and up. I'm actually it's actually been one thing that's been nice this week is I'm actually caught up on all my work. So
oh yeah, well there you go. That's always a big thing, man. My girl's the lead tech for the pharmacy, which means basically nobody tells her anything in the entire store except for the pharmacy. So she's in kind of that position too, where her crew is her crew. The pharmacist doesn't have anything to do with it except for letting her know when her crew is giving some bullshit, you know. And so I could see, like, that's the one thing she will come home and complain about during the course of a week is, you know, shit got so busy I couldn't get my shit done. And the relief of being able to get your shit done during the course of a week at that head position, like, it really is. You're like, ah, man, I got my shit done.
yeah,
How about that?
it feels fucking good. It really
Yeah.
does.
As long as your team's doing everything else, even with her and knowing when they're shorthanded and she can't get her stuff done, she's okay as long as the team and her are getting the main shit done. But then she's like, you know, I didn't get to get none of my shit done really last week. So, you know, shit's running really smooth when you're able to go, yeah, I got my shit done.
It's not. Yeah. I mean, there's always hurdles and there's always room for growth and there's always room to move forward. You know,
Oh, yeah.
that's just life. And I tell my team all the time, if we're stagnant, we're not growing and we're not getting better. That means we're worse. If we're not getting better, we're always getting worse.
He Gordon Ramsay's his kitchen.
Hell no. Can't operate like that, man. Not in a real kitchen. Gordon Ramsay gets away with that because of celebrity and money.
Because it's television more than anything else. He didn't reach that point of his career by being that guy. He is not like that in any real kitchen he's ever in. And only real chefs really know that. Only real people who worked in a kitchen know that that shit is definitely for the cameras. And he's good at it for the cameras, but all the restaurants that he owns, that he has his Michelin chefs at, he's never acted like that towards those people. He's never been that over the top dickhead telling them that their prawns are placed on the plate backwards. Like, he's not that guy when it really comes down to it. And actually, if you go in and do a little bit of background on Gordon Ramsay, he is a amazing humanitarian and one of the sweetest guys in the world outside of like the show format. He was on Hot Ones not too long ago. That was a good one.
Motherfucking donuts, lemon juice, lime
Yeah,
juice,
yeah.
man. He brought a fucking kitchen with him to deal with the hot sauces.
He did, because he didn't really know what he was going to be in for, and he was like, "I'm going to bring every deterrent that I know of with me." And
To deal with the wings of death.
the dumbass though, like everybody knows, after you've gone that ham on all that hot shit, you better either put on gloves or wash your hands before you touch your dick.
Yeah, dude.
He comes back in and starts trying to tell him about how to make the best egg, like the best scrambled eggs. And he's like, "Why didn't anybody tell me to put gloves on?" And you're like, "Ooh, I know what you did."
Yeah, wash your hands before you take a pee when you're eating wings that hot.
Oh yeah, because you could see him kind of dancing a little bit after that. He was like, "Damn it, screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
I put peppers on my Peter."
That show's a really good show.
Oh man, Hot Ones is hilarious.
Yeah, Hot Ones is good. Have you seen the Truth or Dab stuff that?
Yes,
does?
I've been seeing the Truth or Dab stuff. Actually, the first one I saw for them, because I've been watching a lot of Tom Segura and those. The first one I saw was the Tom Segura and Brett Kavanaugh.
No, Brett Kavanaugh's the new Supreme Court justice. Sorry.
Yeah. Bert Kreischer.
There you go, Bert Kreischer. Jesus Christ.
Holy.
I knew it started with a K. You said Brett, and K immediately went
Bert.
to Kavanaugh.
Sorry,
sorry,
Bert.
dude. I didn't mean to compare you to a crybaby alcoholic.
Holy shit, man. Oh, yeah, we're really sorry about that one. But no, that was the first one I saw, and I was like, oh, this is going to take off. Yeah, this is going to take off just as well as the other one. Now, who is it? Is it Tom or is it Bert that's doing? There's another show, a cooking show that's going on that I think it's Bert's doing. And it's his new little shoot off into things. And I think, what's his name? Sean
Evans?
Sean Evans from Hot Ones. I think he inspired them when he did the Truth or Dab. That Bert was like, yo, I could definitely do something, interview over food. He was like, I think I could do something like this. And now he started doing that kind of offshoot show of his own. Aside from his podcast is really interesting. The only thing I've not been able to get into about his podcast is he's sitting definitely in his own house and he likes to not wear shoes. And he's constantly got his feet like in the camera, so you're like looking at his feet all the time, and I'm like, dude, I'm not comfortable with this. Like, I do not have a foot fetish. I am the
Your
opposite.
foot is in my face.
I am the opposite of foot fetish. I am like foot phobish.
Yeah.
You footophobe.
Yeah, like I just look at him sometimes. I'm like, no, don't feet.
Be a pedophobe.
I don't like the connotation that might go along with that. A pedophobe.
Let me see what it's called. Fear of feet.
What the fuck?
It's called podophobia.
Yeah. Imagine
What?
That's what it's called. Podophobia. Podopobia. Podophobia.
That doesn't sound right.
No, look, it probably is very much right. The only
Some people are even
phobia
afraid of their own feet, dude. That would be fucked, man. Can you
Oh,
imagine like going to put your shoes on, be like, can't do it.
I
You just
can't
keep-
do
You
it.
just keep like stretching your leg out as far as you can. Like, get this thing away from me.
that could be Bert's problem.
Yeah,
That could be
yeah.
why he never wears shoes in his podcast, is because he can't. He can't touch them. But then there's that guy from the Adam Sandler movie that just loves putting people's socks on.
Yeah.
He was like,
Your
yes,
socks.
you keep your job, but you must allow me to come and put your socks on every morning. I
like
was
feet.
There you go. Yeah, he didn't even mind the Blackfoot, man.
Yeah, no, he's good.
He was like, I don't give a shit. Putting your socks on, man.
Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds, gotta love it.
Like, this is happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
Gents, you want to catch a 5? It's 8-0 Trace.
8-0 Trace.
Yeah. Just, putting it out there for everyone.
No idea what this may possibly sound like if you want me to play this.
Try it. We'll find out. I'll wait.
We wait in fear.
Sounds good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right, boys and girls. We'll be back in 5.
And we are back.
Thump, you're in the afros again.
Yeah, I see that. Actually, VMix shut down, so.
Oh, is that what it is? I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just looked over at Skype. Yeah, you're not even there.
Nope. I looked up and I'm like, I'm not sitting in my chair.
I'm invisible.
Oh,
I'll
God.
be right back, guys. I'm going to go rob a bank.
Actually, last night, if you saw any of the bit last night, it was the head of Thump.
Yeah, I saw your green shirt. I just caught a quick glimpse because, like I said, I was polishing off season 3 of Sneaky Pete as I was falling asleep last night. Yeah,
There-
welcome back.
There you go. I should be normal now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I came back. Actually, I heard the turn down of the song. I was like, oh, this is like the last note.
Yep. Yeah,
I-
that's kind of how I know I need to be ready to switch things back on at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it
I
worked
like
out well. Shout out to Calico Frost.
Yeah, big shout out to Calico Frost. We've finally gotten our timing down around your song. And it played correctly the
Hey.
first time I hit the button.
Give a shout out to him too. He's a recent father, man.
Oh, big shout out. There you go.
He's gonna be a good dad, man. He's a good dude. But yeah.
Big
Guru
shout
is
out to Burnwald.
yeah. So Guru, what's going on, buddy? Oh yeah.
Hey. Did you enjoy the break?
Oh really? You did this
Still-
during the break.
Still are. Oh, okay. Well, let us know when you're done.
From now on, we'll just talk to Guru like he's not there. Oh wait, he's just not there.
Ah, damn it.
Ah.
Damn it, man. I thought his indie afros too.
Fucking egg. Effing A, Cotton. Effing A. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Something that only we can talk about. F the PC gaming show stuff, man. That article is just really talking about. I mean, it's a good thing for E3, but it's not really something that I feel we need to bring up. There's going to be a bunch of devs at the PC gaming show talking about PC gaming.
Right.
So,
I think we're going to get a spelling report on the Angry Dandelion.
oh, she's teaching him how to spell, huh?
Yep, that's what it looks like. Big high
I'm proud
five.
of her.
Actually,
she's raising that boy right.
yeah, hell yeah.
He can't hear any of this. That's
Nope.
what makes it great.
Yeah. Wait. She must have gave him an A- on that one.
Oh, he missed a question.
He's trying to figure it out.
It's like, really, what is 2 times 3? You gonna oh. Love you.
Y'all need to shut the hell up. Like-
We was just seeing you get your education for today. I didn't realize. you
yeah,
were homeschooling.
right.
We didn't know she was grading your papers for you, though.
This isn't my paper. She drew me a picture.
Oh, I thought she was giving
Yes.
you your math test back.
No, yesterday and freaking this morning, me and Megan had to go through all of her books and everything else like that because she was missing one book that we couldn't figure out where the heck it was. Apparently, it was buried with the rest of her books. Whenever we cleaned her room that one time, I must have buried it in there. But they were going to try to tell her that she couldn't go to the what is it? The field day tomorrow because she's got her school's doing field day tomorrow.
Okay.
Me and the missus are gonna go hang out with her during that, but we had to hunt down her books. Like she was apparently missing 2 books that we didn't even know about, and they were like, "Oh, she can't go to field day if you don't have these books." It's like, really, gonna be like that?
Well, I
What I
mean,
would say is, at this day and age, why aren't you just giving my kid audiobooks on their iPad? What the fuck is this book shit?
hey, I'm gonna ask y'all a scavenger hunt question and see. You've got to get to a destination, all right?
Okay.
And you will find the prize at the end of this clue. And I tell you Your clue is Leonardo DiCaprio, Denzel Washington, and Tom Hanks. And go.
It's with Titanic.
No. So you're saying you'd go to the middle of the ocean to the Titanic site? That's the first place you're gonna go?
I mean, I don't know, man. That's a weird, like.
Are they shooting a movie in your town or some shit?
Yeah, right.
No.
Do they all live near the same area or something?
No.
Are they all giving me $1 million?
No. So you're
Weir's quick
Are
at
they
being
at my
wishful
door? Let me
thinking.
go check.
your prize would have been located at an airport. Because Tom Hanks played Sully, Denzel Washington played the drunk pilot that flew the plane upside down, taking out the church steeple in the movie The Flight or something like that. And then Catch Me If You Can. They were all commercial pilots. You'd go to an airport
I've never seen any of
to
those
look for your
movies.
clue.
I've never seen any of those movies. I wouldn't know these things.
Then you would never make it to the clue destination. You'd never get the prize. But I was just
that prize if it
I
involves
thought
that.
I thought it was rather clever
I've
because
never even been on a goddamn plane.
I've seen all of the movies.
That is pretty
and,
clever.
And to say like it was a scavenger hunt that was being done in Grand Theft Auto RP yesterday, and that was their clue is they got the 3 actors, but they were like, well, does that mean we got to go to like the Hollywood area of the city? Would they go to Hollywood because they're all actors? Would they go to the observatory because they're all stars? Would they? And then they were like, airport because they were all pilots. And one guy was like, yeah, aviator. And they're like, no, commercial pilots. They were all commercial pilots. So there's 2 airports in the game. So they knew which airport to go to, the one that does commercial flights instead of the other one that's up in Toledo.
Yeah, Plato.
So it was just one of those questions. And I was like, that's actually pretty clever. And because of the variant of similarities that you could draw between these people, it would be a very puzzling question, just like y'all proved as the example, for people to go through the process to like get to what the answer actually was, with them being commercial pilots and to go to the big airport nearby. I was like that was the guy who come up with their scavenger hunt questions or clues. I was like, man, that one right there, I've got to say, is probably one of the most clever little scavenger hunt clues I've heard in a while. And it's going to separate your groups. That's the one that's going to really pull your groups apart.
Right.
Because I don't think anybody's going to draw the same conclusion on that. And they would all spread out thinking different about those 3 actors, definitely thinking different things.
I didn't even think about the whole plane word, like an airport.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Like I said, it was like one of the neatest little scavenger hunt questions I think or clues I've seen. Was just, here's your clue, and it was just those 3 actors' names. I was like, ooh.
I think the only one out of those 3 movies, though, that I haven't seen was the one with Leonardo in it.
Catch Me If You Can?
Yeah, I never saw it.
That one was hilarious. Leo in that one basically cons people into thinking that he's a commercial pilot. Like, he wasn't. But the funnier part about that is actually Leonardo DiCaprio does have his pilot's license for those big planes in real life.
Yeah, I read something about that the other day.
Legitimately can fly a 737 or 747, but he was pretending in the movie to con people into believing he was a commercial airline pilot when he does actually have his commercial licensing.
And did you say you hate flying?
He said he has not been on a plane.
Never been on a
Oh.
plane and only been to an airport once in my life.
I told Thump this story.
John,
So Megan,
fuck
so
you.
the missus doesn't like flying at all. Okay. First time my little one has ever been on a plane. Ever.
Was this trip?
Was this trip that we went on. On the way going up,
So
right?
these
She got the
hillbillies-
window seat.
So these
got-
hillbillies are going to leave Tennessee and go to Connecticut.
Mhm. Well, that's where I'm original from.
Yeah.
But so my little one decides I want the window seat, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool. You know, it's your first time flying. I'll let you see all the clouds and everything else like that. Megan is terrified of flying because of the
So
simple-
she's obviously
she-
got the aisle seat
yeah,
from the window.
yeah. So because she thinks about all the accidents and everything else that basically could happen, she just stresses on it. So that's the reason why she just hates flying.
Yeah, Like I
Absolutely.
said, like less than 1% of all commercial flights that go up in the air ever crash, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. So my little one, when we're taking off, and you know, like
The
it
issue-
rumbles a little bit, and out of nowhere, my little one yells out, not screams, but yells out, "We're all gonna die!"
and that's
I literally watched the missus. You've both seen her. She's already pasty white. All right. She turned albino during that moment in time, and thank God there was nobody in front of us sitting in those seats, because she grabbed the seat in front of her for dear life and was like, "You need to get a hold of your daughter." I was like, "I don't know if I want to. This is pretty entertaining."
Yeah, the other part of the story that he leaves out here, though, is that he could not stop laughing.
I
This-
couldn't.
This
I
happens,
couldn't
and
stop.
he's got his daughter screaming, "We're all gonna die!" And he's got Megan just turning into a little ghost, and he's like, "Ha!"
And all these people are just turned back around over towards my area, and I'm just laughing.
Guru
I don't
gives,
I, like.
gives two fucks about that. This is now the funniest thing he's ever seen in his life.
Oh man,
Should have logged.
it was so enjoyable to fly it up. Let me tell you, like.
I thought we were gonna get a listen to, but yeah, fucking hilarious. I couldn't have even ever imagined it. Like the reaction, you know, that's not characteristic of Megan to not have like a real response. But she was in such panic herself on trying to get that plane off the ground that she couldn't deal with it either. And then Guru's just left in the middle, like. He's like, "Fuck both of y'all. This is fun."
Like, dude, it was a blast. It was like
It's
she
like
got
an
a kick
actual-
out of the whole way.
A whole bunch of. I ain't even got to worry about Megan punching me because she ain't letting go of that fucking seat.
No,
That was your perfect opportunity to just sit and laugh your ass off.
dude, there was no way. It took her a minute to let go of that seat, bro. It took her a minute to let go, and the whole time Luna's like staring out the window and everything else, and she's just like, "You need to tell her she needs to calm down." I'm like, I ain't telling her to do nothing.
Say,
I'm
aside
gonna let
from
her
that, she
be
actually-
her.
Calm down.
Yeah,
She's just looking out the window.
like she's just talking.
Yeah, you should go over there and look out the window with her. Apparently, it calmed her down.
Oh man, but it was weird seeing the transaction from her, because every little turbulence or anything else that we hit, I immediately watched her, cringe and go, "Is that normal?" I'm like, "It's fucking turbulence. Like, what the fuck? Like, chill, killer. We ain't dead. There's no monkeys on the wing or
did y'all
blue
get any-
gremlins pulling off the wing." She was like, "You need to shut up right now," whenever I made that comment. But I was
Right? Did y'all hit any storms on the way up or down?
We hit the storm coming down, like
Yeah,
back
because
down, like
I've flown a couple times now, and they're interesting. Like
Mm.
catching a storm is interesting.
Oh yeah, with her, yes.
Your pilot's trying to get above it all the time. If they've got clearance to go that high, or either they're trying to get below it, or they're totally rerouting flights.
Mm-hmm.
Like, storms can get really interesting in the air.
Well, she was fine when we landed from going to. Like, as soon as we started coming down and being able to see ground again, she's like, the transition of her panicking just mellowed out. She was fine. But on the way back, it was a completely different reverse because of that storm. It got worse.
Right. What's up, everybody over there on YouTube? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. Give us a like and a follow, all that stuff over there.
Oh, yeah.
All you people.
YouTubers. But yeah, it was pretty. That was just figured I'd ask to see if she was the only one, essentially, because I've never heard anybody panicking as hardcore as she does over that.
I've heard of some pretty dramatic stuff. I've never been on a flight where somebody was having that hard of a time.
Neither have I, and I've flown my whole life just about.
My grandmother was a pilot for small engine planes, so I've done a lot of flying when I was a kid, and then like my first commercial flight wasn't until I was like 19, and I flew from here to Delaware.
Yeah, usually I'll just pass out during the flights, like halfway through, but this time around I couldn't, mainly because I was busy being entertained the whole way.
I can't say I've ever been on a commercial flight that I could take a nap on. Usually it's like an hour up in the air and I'm landing somewhere.
I've been pretty good about like passing out like right when we're basically in the clouds and then waking up like right before we touch down. I don't know how I do it. It just happens.
For some reason I'm at the window seat every time. It's like my biggest thing. I like to be on the wing and at the window. That's the way I like to fly, is on the wing and at the window. And I'm taking pictures. I don't want to be on the front of the wing. I want to be to the back of the wing so I can get all of the trail off stuff, and I can see the pitch and when we're rolling. And
yeah, that's really neat.
I like watching all of that. Being able to know where you're at in the air, watching how that wing's doing, knowing that if it gets above the window, that it's not really above the window, that I'm just kind of like, oh, that's neat. But yeah, I have to say I'm probably a fan of flying. It became a bigger thing for me later on. I like the act of it, but the hustle bustle of getting on and off a plane just pisses me off so much to no end, which is why I travel by train all the time, is because that is the least concerning form of travel ever. Like, yeah. Fucking relax. You get to the fucking train station. They're like, you got anything you putting under the train or in the fucking luggage car? And it's like, yeah, this big fucking bag. And they're like, all right. And then you just sit there with your book bag full of fucking your on-train electronics and blanket. And
I would have loved to take a train this time around. We were actually kind of looking into it at first.
They say price-wise, they kind of balance out. Train or plane, and I think convenience for me is what it really come down to. Is I don't mind when I go to travel, I don't have to be at my destination immediate. I'm a guy who rides a cruising motorcycle, so I am definitely a journey before the destination kind of guy than anything else. So I don't need to hop on a plane and be there so I can be at that place. I like the train because I get to fucking chill out and fucking, there's all of those people that I experience before I get to where I'm going. And who knows, maybe I meet some really cool fucking people on the train that whatever my destination is, we get together and have a bigger fucking time Because we met each other on the fucking train.
Yeah, planes are a pain in the butt whenever it comes. I agree with you on that one.
It's the on and off. It's such a pain in the
Mhm.
ass.
Everybody seems like they got to stick up the ASS or
Yeah.
freaking
Well,
the pushing
that-
and shoving through the metal detectors now.
Security checkpoints, the waiting on the merry-go-round of fucking luggage, just the every bit of it is for that. The stress of getting on a plane and getting off a plane just doesn't seem to equate to the relaxation of a train ride, where
Right.
everything from getting on and off the train and just riding, even when we had all the fucked up shit happen on our last train ride where the air conditioning went out, the railroad tracks got rained out on our way back, like even with all of the other shit, like the train ride was chill as fuck. Nothing changed. It was hot on the way down, and so people got a little bit edgy about being hot, but we were all still just kicking along down the railway like what you gonna do? Oh, it's hot today, but oh well. Thinking I'm gonna go sit back here in the dining car a little bit more often, or in the lounge car a little bit more often. I'm gonna do that now instead of fucking hanging out up here because this is hot up here. I'm gonna go hang out back there. Like the freedom to be able to move about. It's not like every train car's air conditioning went down. you know. So it was a non-issue when it really came down to it, and I don't know. I guess I was just really lackadaisical about it. Because what the fuck? What you gonna do? Trains go in the same fucking direction. It's not like it's gonna hop off course or go some fucking where else.
I think the train's the only one I haven't used for mode of transportation.
Dude.
I've been on a bus. Buses aren't that great.
No,
They're not.
buses suck because buses start to stink.
Yes, they do.
Because
train's the only thing.
One bathroom, and nobody cleans it on the trip.
Like I've been on a ship. Everything else, yeah. Train's the only thing I don't think I've ever been on.
Ships are nice. I can't knock the cruise thing. Like cruises are cool.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
Like I'll give that, but like I don't need to take a boat from anywhere else. Like that's just a kind of to go out on the ocean and hang out kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
I'm on a boat.
Oh my
It's only to
gosh.
go out on the boat and hang out. So I don't consider it as like a mode of transportation.
True. Yeah.
I'm not hopping on the Titanic to go to the New World. I'm not an immigrant moving to a new country, and
You're not gonna find a jack to hold you at the front of the Titanic.
No, I'm keeping my fucking diamonds to myself. I don't need no artwork done of me. Thank you. And your old ass car is not gonna get me to fucking hang out with you more. I don't care that you got a car, even though they cared.
Yeah.
But I don't consider the boat much as a way of transportation. As more of like every boat to me is just a party boat. Like every boat I've ever encountered just kind of seems to be more of a party boat. I like pontoon boats because they're real party boats. When I went on my cruise to the Bahamas, I got off of my big ass fucking party boat and onto a little ass party boat. For one of my day trips, we were pulled into a port, and you get a day trip. Like we're going to be here all day. You get to go and do stuff. And I went and got on another boat. Everybody else goes shopping on the fucking island. We went and got on another boat that was going to take us to another island that wasn't that island that everybody else was at. We were like, fuck that, we're going on another boat and getting further away from you fucks. Ha ha. And we took off and went in another fucking direction. It was the Booze Cruise is what we called it. But it was a triple-decker pontoon boat that had a Caribbean band on it, dance floor, fucking full bar. And we went to an island where there was nothing but a bar and a gift shop. And it was like, this is my place.
I have died.
Me and the people I went with managed to get through customs with some good stuff. And I met this Bohemian dude who was on the crew for the Booze Cruise. and was talking to him. I'm like, yo, is there a spot where we could like sneak off and kind of not be bothered? And like I said, there's nothing on this island but a bar and a gift shop. I'm like, is there somewhere we could go and like have a little bit of like not right here with everybody else? And he's like, what's up? I'm like, I just want to go over here and smoke. He's like, cool, I got something too. Come with me to my. And we go around to the backside of the island where he's got this little fucking spot where like all the crew disappears, where you can't find somebody to help your ass. I know where they're at. I now know on that little fucking island where they go. When you don't fucking see them, I know where they're at. And we dipped off over there, fucking hung out for a little bit. He matched us on something. We fucking went back and partied with everybody else again. Fucking hop back on the boat and drink rum runners all the way back to the big boat, and fucking got back on that boat, and I started drinking fucking Bahama Mamas again. But
You
yeah,
hop in any of this zone.
sounds like nope. Haven't done a boat either.
I don't like the ocean
Is it because you can't see the bottom?
because I can't swim across it.
There are different reasons for why people don't do the ocean, and I've heard can't swim across it, can't see the bottom. I know what's in it, or I don't know everything that's in it.
I don't
Like
know,
there's
let's
some
see.
shit big enough to swallow things.
Hey, if I don't stand a chance at swimming across it, I'm good.
Yeah, you definitely don't stand a chance of swimming across it.
No, you don't. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
you know, to take
I mean,
one of those
the same is true for
pontoon-
the Mississippi River outside of New Orleans, though.
Yeah,
Like
but
you don't
it-
stand a
it-
chance
it-
of swimming across that either.
It has a flow, so you could slowly work your way to the other side. You would hope, at least.
No,
Whether you
Uh,
can or not, you could hope.
no. No, that's actually a fool's errand in that area. There are signs and lots of police warnings that tell you don't do it, you will die. Because it's a commercial traffic area at that point of the Mississippi, there are constantly two traffic lanes, a barge lane north and a barge lane south. And because of that, there is a tremendous rip current right down the middle. And yeah,
Well,
it,
that makes sense. Yeah.
not a single documented case of a crossing, but several deaths have occurred. So,
You just eliminate the big ships and maybe you stand a chance. See, there's still hope. There's no hope
Okay.
in the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
There's no hope.
well, no, there's no hope at that portion of the Mississippi River.
Maybe you just grab onto the ship.
Look, man, you never know. Aquaman might come and save your ass.
No, Jason.
No,
Momoa's
what-
not coming
no,
to save
what
my
happens-
fat ass.
What happens is
Yeah,
a siren song and it bounces us off the boat.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just,
That's the thing.
I'll just respawn back at base, dude.
Yeah,
I'll just respawn.
That's what I'll
which
do.
is weird considering how much fun he has sailing the boat around in the game.
Yep. That's what I do in the game. I ain't trying to do that shit in real life.
Tis the captain he is.
I don't like heights
Fuck.
either, man, but I'd be on a mountain before I'm in the ocean. I'd rather be in the mountains. Because I at least like looking at heights. Nothing to look at in the fucking ocean. It's all water. It's boring.
Blue as far as I can see.
That's kind of, that still actually bothers me in Atlas when it's just all blue. It's like, well, there's nothing to look at, man.
No islands anywhere in range of sight.
Yeah, there's nothing
And
to
you
look
can't
at.
even see the blur of the wall of the server anymore. You're just in a zone of infinity pool. Yeah, it does. It gets weird. But Atlas. The game has actually been quite enjoyable for me and Son. Everything that they've done to fix it.
I mean, are you sure? Because, I mean,
No, the game itself has been a blast for me and Son. If it wasn't for the requirements of owning an island that go along with it, me and Son could ruin this game all by ourselves. Like all by ourselves, me and him could just We'd own our own island. We'd build some dumbass fucking structure that just covered the entire fucking thing. And then we'd never look at it again except for to drop gold off on the flag. Like, we'd build something dumb, big, fucking amazing, and then we'd never see the island again because we would just sail all the time.
I mean, at least you guys are having a good time. I know that you guys were really disappointed with the way it was turning out at the beginning.
Oh,
so,
no,
I mean, I'm really glad that the game...
shut us down. It shut us down and almost ruined gaming for us for a little bit, because when we knew it was over and we were like, fuck this, we're walking away for a minute, we spent a month trying to figure out what the fuck we were going to play. Like, we couldn't settle into another game. We were playing some of the most random bullshit. Me and Sohn ended up spending several weeks playing fucking Civ 6 because we couldn't find anything else to entertain us.
Yeah, you guys were hitting like all sorts of freaking wild ass shit.
Yeah, we got random as fuck there for a while. We had no aim. Like, we were enjoying Atlas so much, and then it kicked us in the balls, and we were like, well, now what do we do? And now it's back, and it's back at full-fledged. I mean, there are the problems, of course, like we aired at the beginning of the show. There are the problems that, you know, just come with being part of a community of dealing with more gamers, especially people that you're unfamiliar with. And even, you know, as well-tempered as Sohn is, the hero House Gryffindor over there, it's gotten even under his skin. You know, I'd understand, like, if it was Vex and he was just fucking raging because he's raging. And I understand me with my very short fuse and just getting frustrated and Sohn being like, it's all right, dude, just fucking chill the fuck out. You ain't got to worry about it. We'll just go over and fucking do this. And he'd take me on a boat cruise where we go and do maps the next day and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But now it's gotten under his skin. And so that's been the most, like, adjustment we've had to make as a team, is now it's even me coming to Sohn and going, well, just remember, Sohn, man, everybody else that's in the group is all right, man. Everybody else that's in the group is fucking cool. We're just going to fucking... Like, now it's me having to talk to him like he would normally have to be talking to me.
Don't fuck with my shit.
So...
Yeah, whenever I hopped into the Discord earlier... Whenever I hopped in the Discord earlier, I was like, is this the guy? And then the way you guys were talking at first, I was like, no, this isn't the guy, but they talking about the guy.
Yeah, this isn't the guy, but we were talking about the guy. And yeah, that was funny because Guru comes into the room, like, yeah, none of y'all saw this beforehand, but Guru comes into Discord and all he gets is it's me and Sohn fucking ranting, and poor Zarkon sitting on the other side of this, who really shouldn't have to be doing what he was doing. And Zarkon sitting on the other side going, I understand, guys. I'm sorry. I don't really understand why I'm having to be here for this, but just all I can tell you is
why he's having to be there for that shit either.
You do because
I don't run and tell you, Thump, to come and be mean to people because I don't like the way they're telling me that I'm being an ass.
even though the first scenario,
God, could you imagine?
The one I told Guru about, the very first scenario where this all started to come from, was when there was a disagreement and I got tired of listening to shit and I moved him out of chat and then right back in. We were doing maps and he said something about how we were doing them or how we needed to be doing them at that point, and I just moved him and I moved him back. And he was quiet for the remainder of the journey, and we did all the maps, and he got his gold, and he put it all in the box, and we just fucking went about doing what we were fucking doing.
Gave him a little time out.
Not even like a real time out. It was just kind of like, shh. That's really all it was, because I moved him out, and I moved him back.
Well, dude, that all started because he spawned where on our boat where we were doing stuff, and he's like, "Where you guys at?" I was like, "On an island." I didn't hear him say that he spawned on our boat. I was like, "We're on an island." Because we're on a fucking island. He's like, "What island?" I was like, "This island." Told him, the island. He's like, "Where at on the island?" I'm here. Where at on the island? Do you not like? Basically, just started talking real condescending like to me. I don't
He
do
did.
well with
He
that
started
shit.
talking down a little bit, and it didn't go over well. And and this was another situation where right after that, he went to Zarkon,
Yeah,
and he was
and the
like,
kids at
"Dad,
school
they're
was
picking
being
on."
mean to me again because I was being a little shit.
And the fucked up shit is we get Zarn comes in and he says something and he tries to explain the behavior and what we're dealing with, and he's like, "I apologize for y'all having to deal with this part of it," and we're like, "Okay, no problem." We move on, and then he does something the very next day that fucking lights my fucking fire. And when Zarkon comes in, I'm fucking blitzed. I'm like, "You fucking this son of a he's the one being a fucking troll and blah blah." I'm fucking lit. And just like, "Fuck this motherfucker." I was like, and then today it
I'm
was
sure he's a
again.
good dude. I'm sure he's a good dude. It's just don't fuck with my shit. Don't talk down to me. I don't know who the fuck you are, and you don't know who the fuck I am. And don't fuck with my shit. I will help you with anything in the world, but you gotta be willing to provide yourself for yourself too. I ain't gonna do it all for you.
The Mississippi Madness is a good crew. Those guys are all good. Dave, Danny, and I'm guessing his name's Joe.
Yeah,
They
But
call him Joe a lot.
Arn does.
he's now a member of the Angry Dandelion Facebook group, I do believe.
Yeah. But those three guys, the Mississippi Boys, Mississippi Madness, they're good dudes. Like, you can tell they're real nice. You can tell they're real welcoming people. They'll do whatever's going on. And I think they ended up with Arn because everybody else that Arn ever gamed with got fed up with him, and he somehow ended up over in their group, and they're real nice guys, and they're just not going to be mean to him and tell him anything. But they have, on occasion, said to us, "Yeah, he's like that sometimes. He can be a little bit, to deal with." So it's not like it's us. And they're just they are Hufflepuff.
I don't
Even
even know what that is.
even though I'm a registered Hufflepuff, they are legit Hufflepuff.
I just know I'm House Gryffindor because you guys made me take a test.
Yeah, I know. I took that same test and I ended up a fucking Hufflepuff, which really made no fucking sense. But
I have no idea what that is.
I'm a Ravenclaw.
I don't even know what that is.
that makes no sense at all, too. But whatever.
What, me being a Ravenclaw?
Yeah.
I'll roll with it.
I'm not going to educate myself on Harry fucking Plopper.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, but you
You're
don't.
doing it right now.
You don't identify as a Ravenclaw.
Do what?
You don't self-identify as a Ravenclaw.
Not all the time. Well, I don't do it a whole lot either.
It's better than being a fucking Muggle. Just know that.
Yeah.
Even being a Hufflepuff is better than being a fucking Muggle.
Yeah.
So.
Just know that.
Value intelligence, creativity, learning, and wit.
Yep.
And Guru, I don't know, man.
Right.
Those aren't even your colors, man. Blue and
Right.
bronze.
Yeah, those are not my colors.
Nothing Ravenclaw speaks to Guru at all. When you look over it, you're like, that's not fucking Guru. But somehow he answered those questions in it. I don't think their fucking quiz was as good as the one we took earlier. It put us all as ultimate gamers, which it was right.
Yeah.
I mean, it threw us into the bunch. It was like, yeah, here you are. This is you guys. And we're like, yep, that's us guys.
Hmm. Like, I already knew what, like, you guys were already calling it. I was already thinking it before the test was even finished for me. If it would have popped up saying something else, I would have been like,
I
what?
just got Harry Potter.
Like,
The fucking hat of choosing fucked me again.
what the fuck is this shit?
Thump, your mascot is totally the Badger, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So see,
He's
so,
over there. He's over there enlightening himself.
yeah, he's
You
over.
see that.
He's over there getting that Hufflepuff knowledge.
I just Wikipedia'd the shit so I knew what the fuck y'all were talking about.
Yep. I thought it was really weird when I got Hufflepuffed, but I was like, all right, whatever.
Guru, I figured you'd be more Slytherin.
Who, me?
Who?
Guru.
Which?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
That's exactly what I said about Guru. That was exactly what I said about Guru. Before I took my test, I said where Guru was, and he goes, nope, that's not it. And then I took my test. I come back, told him where I was, and he told me his house after that. I'm like, I would have never guessed that at all. And then that's why we had to have you take your test, because we had an idea where we saw you.
And we had to find out if it was true or not.
Yeah, we needed to know.
Where the fuck was I supposed to be?
Not where you're at.
Not in Gryffindor. You were House Gryffindor. I'll tell you that.
You were gonna be roughly around where I was.
Yep,
Slytherin?
a potential Slytherin, and oh man, where the hell is it? Because there was we split housed on you.
Yeah, we did.
I could see myself at Ravenclaw, maybe.
Yeah.
Nope, House Gryffindor.
Yep, House Gryffindor, fucking hero.
I'm the motherfucking hero. I'm here to save the day.
I'm here to save the day. But yeah,
Save the day, Betty. Save the
an
day.
interesting personality test, I guess, that kind of didn't seem to pan out really well. They need to get those people over there. What is that, New Zoo or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to get them to retweak their questionnaire.
And then be like, all right, everybody redo your test.
Yeah, go back.
Go through the sorting hat.
We have found that the results were flawed, influenced by an outside source.
The sorting hat was retarded.
Yep. 2 days of retardation. Sorry, folks. Go back in. Try again.
I posted the link to the quiz in YouTube chat. Since I don't have.
Oh, did you?
Up yet.
It's an interesting test to take.
Dude, I'm so getting a new CPU motherboard again next year.
Why?
Because I don't like the fact that this is working my CPU this hard. I'm going to end up with more cores and more threads. It's going to happen.
You gonna go after that 28 core?
I may consider 16 cores. 32 threads.
You don't want to go after the dumb builds that they've been doing lately and getting those fucking server blades to run your fucking shit?
I don't need all that stuff, man. 16 cores, though, how to stream really well.
I don't know, man. I consider the fact that you at this point you and I are both waiting on the next gen of the real shit that's coming out, because it's going to stabilize single broadcast PCs to where it's not taxing the system as well. That's their plan with the next gen of shit that we're looking at. But right now, you're at a point where a dual stream PC setup wouldn't be a bad idea for you, and you have the capability of doing it.
Yeah, I've thought about it, but at the decided I'd just wait because if I'm going to build a new PC, I'm going to rebuild my main rig and use the old PC as parts. But
There was a point where you were going to take the boy's PC because he never used it and always played on his fucking console.
Well, you'd want the stronger CPU in the fucking PC that's doing the rendering and the streaming, not your gaming. And I would take a hit on gaming performance by making that exchange. So essentially, if I was going to build a two computer system, it'd have to be high end all the way around.
Yes, because
One set up for
it's you.
gaming and the other one essentially set up for
Stream.
The other one is only to capture and stream. That's it.
So
Yeah.
A cheap GPU. I'm talking like RX 570, cheap ass GPU, because you'd put a workhorse CPU in there and do your rendering through X264.
Yep.
But it'd need to be a B CPU, and if I'm going to buy a B CPU, it's going to go towards gaming. Maybe that's why I'm not a hardware enthusiast, I guess.
Yep. Yep, that's why you're not a hardware enthusiast.
It's because I must have top-notch stuff, and if I can't have it all, I'm just not going to do it.
I want it all.
See, now do you not
I-
hear
don't-
yourself?
don't-
Now,
don't
do you
get me
not
wrong.
understand the reason why we said you were Slytherin? Do you not hear yourself?
Yeah, these are not the statements of a Gryffindor.
No, they are not.
No, they will humble
Okay,
themselves
Hold
and take.
on a second. Let me bring back House Gryffindor. Can you hear me talking right now, Guru? Can you hear Guru laughing? House Gryffindor, bitch.
Still
Oh man.
There we go. See, I brought it back. Just because I want nice things for myself doesn't mean I don't want other people to have nice things. But I'm an instant gratification person. If I want it, I want to make sure I can have it all right then. I'm not a piecemeal person.
Actually, I have to say, man, Guru, I like the fact of not seeing your ears anymore.
What's wrong with my fucking ears?
Nothing. They just look better behind those fucking cups.
I mean, I feel like you're trying to insult me and say something was wrong with my ears. What's wrong with my ears, bro?
I just like how flat those cups are.
Now
He
you're
likes your cup size.
Now you're talking about my cup size?
I like
the
cup
fuck,
size.
dude? First you insult my ears, and now you're talking about my breasts?
No.
What
Your
the
cup
hell?
size. Just your cup size.
Talking about your cup size.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I thought the two were related.
No,
Nope.
just your cup size, dude.
Nope. I was never even actually talking about your ears. I was just talking about your cup size. I dig it. I like it. It's flat, sleek, matte black.
I mean, it looks like his, except no wire.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's other side. Where is it? There it is.
I don't even have mine fully pulled out. Like, it's just chilling.
I just don't use mine because
Don't read into that.
this.
Oh, yeah.
So, otherwise I would, but it's not necessary. Right now, my fucking Sennheiser, my $250 Sennheiser headset's sitting in the boys' room because I'm an idiot. See?
Oh.
I'm such a nice person. House Gryffindor. I let my son $500 worth of computer audio equipment because he's got the audio DAC, $250 audio DAC with it too.
I thought that wasn't because of him though. It's not your son that got access to that. It was your friend.
His headset's shit, man. So I left it in there because I don't really use it.
Yeah, but it was your friend that initiated the transaction of that happening, and then your friend almost lost your bear, and during the process did lose Polly.
I did lose Polly, my tiger.
You named your tiger Polly?
Yeah, Pawly.
Yeah, Polly.
It was somewhat of an homage to Polly Shore.
Yeah.
The great Polly Shore.
The weasel.
Wheezing them juices,
Yeah, that's right,
buddy.
buddy.
Also shows my age, because Polly Shore hasn't really been a thing for years.
I was about to say.
No, his last big appearance was in Futurama, right? And that was still a couple.
Mm, yeah. His last bit, and well, yeah. His last thing I think I've seen him in or heard his voice in has been Futurama. Yeah.
I've seen In the Army Now so many times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, back when I was 12 and 13, we lived out in the middle of nowhere. We had one neighbor who was about a mile away, and we had the big ass satellite that rotated. So you just
Bye,
watch
Radioland.
you just watch the movies
Bye,
over and
Radio
over
Man.
again. You move east to west and watch the same movies. So I watched In the Army Now a lot, in Blank Man, in Meteor Man.
Oh God, all of the greats.
Yep, High School High with John Lovitz.
Yeah.
Good stuffs. Oh, that's back when Ace Ventura was first hitting the theaters. I'm fucking old, dude. I quit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I fucking quit. Well, gents, I've got a day tomorrow.
I got a little one.
You know what?
to
I got a
sleep.
day tomorrow too. At least if I wake up, I do. Well, it's the truth for all of us, actually.
Right. Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to bed, but I'm here very soon, so I can.
1 minute. We're
have my
going here in
day.
a second.
But tomorrow evening, I'm off on Friday. That's my day off this week, so I'll be probably trying to finish that build and probably tearing down Arnold's.
Yeah. Has he been given his 24-hour notice yet?
I haven't given him that notice yet, but
He's asleep right now. It's not like he'd even
yeah.
fucking.
He knows.
I still can't believe that you guys.
He knows that I was already doing that. If he was trying to help the group, great. You helped in the wrong way, man.
You touched my stuff.
You knew I was building something. You should have talked to me, yeah. And you put it in a stupid place. I understand the logic of wanting it centralized.
But that's where your base is. Your base is the centralized location that we agreed you could come live at.
Yeah. Our farm teams are attached to our base. Our teams that we ride regularly are attached to our base, and then the farming teams are clear down 2 fucking docks away.
Yeah, they weren't even remotely close to us.
Yeah. It's not like I was trying to set things up next to us. It's the place that I was putting it is huge. And it doesn't affect any spawns or anything.
Yeah, we were thinking more zoning than anything else made it. We weren't thinking about ourselves.
Yeah, no, it's a logical place. There was plenty of room. In the lighthouse, I wanted to be central to everything we were building, and also wanted the lighthouse to stand on its own.
Yes. And then he put a 4-story brown door right next to it.
Yeah, dude. Don't messing up my feng shui.
My feng shui.
Yeah, don't fuck with my shit.
Don't fuck with my feng shui.
I'm gonna go House Gryffindor all over your shit tomorrow. I'm gonna be the hero.
I'm gonna be the hero.
Gonna save my fucking sanity. That's heroic. All right. Facebook.
It's been fun.
Later.
Later.
YouTube. Until next week.